What up, everybody? Welcome to Keep It in 9450, Codename WBB. I'm your host, Daniel Art Test, and today got a special guest. We got Big Low in the building, K-Dot. You know what I'm saying? We got Big Low in the building. What's going on? How you doing? Thank you for linking up with us, man. It's been a minute, and we are glad to have you on, man, to tap in with us finally. I know you're busy doing your thing, being the star that you are. So,
a star night.
I think you are, man. I really do. Like, you just blew up out of nowhere with how you started. All of a sudden, you're doing WNBA spaces and stuff, and you see the growth. You live on you more active on TikTok because you see it. Come on, man. We see the engagement. It's getting lit for you right now. So, but thank you for joining us, man. K-Dot, what you got?
Hey, yo, what up? What it is? What's popping? I'm just excited to talk hoops with my homie. Listen, I met Lo in person at the Asia Wilson camp. She was working the camp, and I mean, I'm talking about what's your favorite saying? It was a Zooey. I mean, just blessed to be, in the presence. It was so cool, and like everybody knows that Lo is so cool, so dope, and we're just glad to have you on the show. So let's get it popping.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. So for y'all that don't know who Lo is, she's, like I said earlier, well, before we started this, that she's a star, rising star in the world of women's basketball, doing her thing with the committee on Twitter, which is a sports group, talking all things women's basketball. And, she's just lit, man. I really love her content. So I had to get on the show so we could, talk and get to know her a little bit more as well and stuff. So Lo, let's start out with you real quick. Like, let's talk about your love for basketball. Like, how did you get into the sport?
Okay, so when I was young, I was like, I would say like 4 or 5. I wanted to play soccer, but my mom was like, girl, we're not doing outside, so you're gonna play basketball. And I was like, and I have a twin brother, so so my mom was like, you and your brother Jordan, you're gonna play basketball. And I'm like, girl, I don't want to play no basketball. So I start playing. When I tell you, I was scared of the buzzer. So every single time the buzzer rang, I would start crying and run off the court. Every time in the game, at practice, for every quarter, every time I would run off the court, boohoo crying. And my mom was like, you're embarrassing me, sis. Like, you have to do better. So eventually, I guess, I used to be doing cartwheels at practice. I was not interested. So eventually, I guess I just my mama kept taking me back, started going. My first coach, Coach Brown, he stressed the important defense. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I don't have to have all the skill. Like, I don't have to make the basket go in the hoop to play good defense. So I started there and I started doing that. By 6th grade, I did start liking it because I was a manager for my middle school team, high school AAU, and it just grew from there. Everything. Now I can't imagine life without basketball at this point.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Go ahead, Gates.
So we have somewhat of a degree of separation, being from South Carolina, and like, just tell us a little bit about kind of like your high school career, because like, just briefly, like, we can talk about it. Like, we know how prevalent South Carolina basketball is, especially women's basketball, because we have so many great players. So tell me about your high school career, because like, to get into that, I want to throw some players out there that you probably would know and everything. So what about your high school career, and how did that shake out and everything?
So I went to Dreher High School, and my name was Lauren Dreher. So I was the only one with my name on my jersey. So I let everybody know that. I had like articles in the paper. They'd be like, Dreher for Dreher. Yes, that's me. I was decent. I was a freshman varsity. I'm just very athletic to this day, almost 30. I'm just jump really high, really long arms. I didn't really have like trainers and stuff to teach me. I kind of was just like a raw talent. I had about 10 rebounds, 10, 12 points, just really a role player. So I wasn't going to do anything super special. But I know back then in basketball, we had superstars and we were still hooping. You still had to hoop. Now the gap has kind of grown. You got the superstars and then everybody else is kind of like, girl, what is this? But back then, no, we had to hoop. Like, even the mid-tier, you had to be able to hoop. You know what I mean? And it's not like that now. Like, I go watch games, I'm like, oh my God, if you're not the superstar, they're not good. But back then, you still had to be able to go get a bucket. You still had to be able to hold your own, or you was gonna get your ass bust, and I wasn't getting my ass bust. So yeah, I was a decent little role player. Did what I had to do, and yeah, got it done. Yeah. We didn't win when I was at Dreher. We didn't win a state championship. We had pretty good seasons, region championships, like third round of playoffs, stuff like that. But we didn't win the big one when I was in school. The year I won the year after I left.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of get into that because one of the most prominent stars from my era, and we're close in age. So like, because I graduated 06. So like Katora Jackson.
Oh, period. Right? My girl.
When you talk about Katora Jackson, like we're talking about the essence of like Dreher high school basketball, right? And the funniest thing about that is like my wife, she played against Katora many times in the playoffs, and it was always either Kalana Green or Katora Jackson getting them out of the playoffs
every time.
And it's the funniest thing when I look back at it when we, started connecting. And when you say you went to Dreher, the first thing I say, oh my God, how was Katora Jackson just in person? Because like I've never like met Katora in person. But the legend of Katora Jackson is so prevalent in South Carolina basketball that it's just amazing. And for her to go to Duke and unfortunately have the injuries that she had at Duke, but to be a legend in that space, like how was that, knowing that you had like a superstar in Katora Jackson, at your school, and like what did it feel like? What was her aura and everything when it came to that situation?
So she was gone before I got there, but she came back a lot. And I remember the first day she wore number 44. So my first day, I'm a little fresh. I done came in. For some reason, I don't even know if I'm paying attention. I'm so shook. I pick up the jersey number 44, and Coach Jones looked at me and was like, "No, baby, put that back." I said, "Oh, my bad." But in person, Katora, her family is really cool. She's just really sweet. And Katora is a really, really smart girl. Obviously, she went to Duke. She pour into you. Like when she was gone, she would like text me or like, come to games and be like, you could do this, you could do that, and don't worry about it, this and this. So she was just a big sister role when she could be. She would come out to practices. She was just really, really dope, loving. Like you wouldn't even know that she was like some big superstar. That's just not who she. Even to this day, like she's so chill. She's so laid back. Like just chill. That's Katora. And our families are from the same area in South Carolina, and so our families know each other really well too. So she's a real cool girl.
Yeah. That's dope. Every time Kate, I always talk about high school, man. I just feel so bad because I didn't play a minute of high school basketball at all. Yeah, I never played in high school because of just personal stuff, running around being a New Yorker. So I never got to play. I just went from basically middle school to junior college.
Well, it worked.
It worked, right? But that's pretty cool to have that, y'all have that type of history down here. And one thing I did notice about, South Carolina basketball since I've been down here, I've only been down here for 3 years, is that like I compare it to Indianapolis actually, because I lived in Indianapolis for 13 years, and y'all take the game down here so serious. Boys and girls, man. And I really just love it like that because, AAU is a cesspool right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool to see the love of the game aspect of it before they move on to the brands. And it's crazy for everybody like that. But yeah. All right, let's talk about staying on South Carolina. Let's talk about the University of South Carolina. Let's talk about get your opinion on their dominance this season. They're undefeated. We've seen Asia Wilson, doubling up again on the awards, Defensive Player of the Year, Conference Player of the Year. Kamilla Cardoso, 6th Woman of the Year in the conference and everything, and also all SEC second team. So like, well, what's your thoughts on the dominance?
I love to see it because I'm not only from the 803, but I went to South Carolina too, and I love to see it. It's just crazy to think about because when I was in high school, like I was going to the games, like Dad, take me to the games because I love basketball, but it was nobody in there. So for it to see how it's like grown, like because my high school is like 8 minutes from campus, literally. Like, it would be like when we have football games on Thursdays, we would have to get out of school early because if we didn't, the kids wouldn't even be able to get home on the bus. That's how close it is. So we used to go to games all the time. So for just to see what it's grown into, sometimes I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, to see players of that caliber at South Carolina, sometimes I'm just like, bro, like, what? Like, it's just crazy. So I'm just happy, and especially for this class coming all the way through, sticking together, because a lot of people were shading them, thinking they wasn't going to figure out how to play together. And shout out to Dawn for even making it happen. So I love it. And especially Bree getting on the defensive team for the first team, Kamilla showing out and stepping up. Like, what? Like, it's crazy to see. It's really good. It's really dope.
Absolutely. And I know, and everybody knows who DA was talking about. We're talking about Aliyah Boston. I know that Asia Wilson is the legend, right? But
yeah, I didn't even know
we all know that he was referring to Aliyah Boston. But
we ain't gonna edit that out. That's gonna stay in there. That's gonna stay in there. We're not gonna edit that out. Jesus.
But just to expound on that, Lo, like from your perspective, right? Mm-hmm. Because we've seen last year's team, and we knew last year's team was special. Mm-hmm. But DA and I, we've had this conversation over and over again, and DA has actually said it on multiple shows where he feels like South Carolina has built itself to a point where we're looking at the new dynasty. So what are your thoughts on that idea? And I 100% agree. I think that within this realm, I really think that South Carolina can literally win the next 3 of 4, and they already have the national championship from last year. So when you continue that, I think that they can continue this upward trajectory. So what are your thoughts on the idea of, now that women's college basketball has literally began to see some parity, where you're controlling your own destiny and you're going to schools where you feel more comfortable in addition to NIL? What do you think about South Carolina being that new dynasty that everybody would love to see as a team? And also, we gotta keep it a buck. There's going to be some hate there too. So there is to me, there is a quote unquote new evil empire. So what do you feel about being a part of that as an alumnus?
I think they're definitely going to be. I think somebody like Dawn is just undeniable. Like, it's hard. It's hard to say no to Dawn Staley if she come knocking. It's to me, like, it's just really hard to say no to a woman like that, just from what she's done as a player, from what she's shown as a coach at South Carolina, what she's building into. It's just hard to say no to her. So I don't see the recruits slowing down anytime soon. And that the fact that she made this class work, I think that shows even more that I can figure this out. I do think it's becoming a new dynasty. They were talking about it last year, but to see this team right here be that good and level up again, that's different. How were you that good and then get better? That right there is what like catapulted them to. It's like, okay, y'all kind of making some moves of where this could be something really, really, really special for the University of South Carolina. And the hate is just, child. And then when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. It comes with the territory. It's just so unfortunate, the things that they have to deal with, and I just,
yeah.
That's why that's a quotable, right? That's a quotable. That's a quotable. So yeah. everybody that's watching and everybody that's going to be listening, Big Lo, she's great at quotables. So
what'd you say? The girl's not smart? Yo, I think the girls are not
smart. So yeah, it's definitely a new territory when you have the dominance. I think USC is working with a lot of stuff. The dominance, people hate dominance. The Black woman, people hate that. Because I don't think Dawn Staley is cocky. I think she's confident.
This is how I feel about that. This is how I feel about cocky and confident. I feel like you got to understand something. Dawn Staley played at the highest level of basketball for most of her entire life, right? Now she's coaching at the highest level right now. You gotta have an asshole quality.
You have to.
You have to. You can't.
You
cannot skate through that world and just think that you could be humble or whatever. You can't. Listen, even as nice and soft spoken as Aliyah Boston is, we know that she has a burning fire in her. You know what I'm saying? And she will shit talk you too. We've seen it.
Yeah, it might look like this, but it's very much like
it's different.
I said what I said, and I did what I did.
Exactly. So because it's funny because I don't understand this. And when UConn won like 100 games in a row, 4 championships in a row, they didn't get like that energy. Nobody cared. That's what I'm saying. And this is not even a knock on UConn. Like,
right? No, not at all.
Honestly, I mess with the UK that doesn't, but I do. I mess with everybody. I'm like Switzerland. I love everybody in this space. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a knock on UConn, but I just seen nothing but positive energy towards UConn when they won all them games in a row, and y'all was just dominating. Y'all getting everybody that's coming in, and then now you just see if you realize what Gino did, you know what I mean, during his championship run, and Don Staley just got 2 championships, and y'all acting like, oh my God, like y'all saying the evil empire. There's a lot of shade, there's a lot of hate. I just don't get it. You cannot get mad at a coach that knows the game, that played at that level, Olympic champion, you know what I'm saying? WNBA player.
And then, even if she is cocky to me, she got the damn right to be. Like you said, she's done everything. Like,
I'm
done
sorry.
Everything.
I'm sorry. You have to. I'm sorry.
Like
even if you look at UConn and Gino is an asshole too.
Right.
Right.
A huge one.
Pat Summitt is probably the most pettiest one, especially when it came to Gino. Every chance she got, she was throwing salt in the wound every single time.
She was.
Yeah. But like you both said, you have to. You have to, especially at this level. And it's an incredible thing, like how you see all of this online, right? And then on top of that, we're in a new era. We're in the social media era where everybody has something to say. Everybody has an opinion. And unfortunately, we have to see it. So, I mean, it's so crazy how sometimes like things are, how the tables turn a little bit when something is going your way 1 minute, but then it doesn't go your way now. You want to have a hissy fit over it. And sometimes I just look at it and I smile, and anybody would know me as a Clemson graduate, for me to be as high as I am on South Carolina, women's basketball only.
Well, let me throw.
I don't think I knew that.
See, listen, I've always told you guys I was a Clemson alum. And if you've seen me on the timeline, you probably would have seen me shit talking the football team the way I shit talk the football team. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just like how DA says, like he's Switzerland, when it comes to me and like the whole rivalry, like it goes out of the window when it comes to women's basketball. Because one thing,
I think it's like that for most people, Clemson, especially Black Clemson grads.
Right.
I think
exactly. And first off, I'm not going against Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley is actually like one of my all-time favorite basketball players, period. So I'm not going against Dawn Staley. I don't care if she's at South Carolina. So I mean, I'm gonna go for bat for my homie. So it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, it's it's just insane, man. Like, just y'all got to get over yourselves. Y'all fans got to get over yourselves and just understand this is how it is.
It's just weird. Some stuff I'd be like, that's weird. That's all I can say.
A lot of college teams have their run. UConn had their run twice. UConn had their run in the 90s or whatever. Then they had a couple of runs.
Right.
And Tennessee,
yes, exactly.
Tennessee had 2 runs with hood homie Shamika Holsclaw and then Candace Parker as well.
Right.
Everybody has their run. It's just now it's just y'all turn down here in South Carolina. It's time for y'all run right now. All right. Listen, we got to talk about Kamilla Cardoso real quick, man. Her emergence. Man, I've seen it is night and day from last year to right now, that the improvement that she made in her game. And I made a prediction, and I told Kate out this, I'm gonna say it now, that's actually on the podcast, that she's going to be an All-American next year. I believe it. I believe it. She plays. She got the asshole quality too. I'm sorry.
She do, and then she'll smile at you.
Yeah, she'll smile at you. But when she needs to get, when she needs to get gully, she gonna do it too, Yeah. So, like, what's your thoughts on her emergence from last year to this year?
I'm I mean, she's done amazing. And I think this summer she actually had time with Molly with the strength. She was actually there a little. She did get to go home a little bit, but she was there. Before, I think she was like Syracuse, Carolina. You know, I don't think she had like a full time to be immersed into what South Carolina was doing, this and the third. And even now, what we see from her really, from my perspective, is she's stronger. And it's little stuff. It looks like maybe she's just a little more confident. Maybe she's just keeping the ball up a little higher. So that's how I know if she focuses and actually adds something else to her game, like you said, she definitely could be an All-American, because the things that she's doing now, it's not really like anything technically skill-wise, really. It's just more of I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to believe that I could do this. I'm going to keep the ball up. I'm going to shoot the ball. That's the biggest difference to me from her this year. So I feel like I agree. I feel like she could.
I just think that even with more time, and then next year when, if hopefully I think Aliyah should take a COVID year though. But that's another story. I ain't gonna. I think they should take a COVID year because I just don't like how the W market players and stuff, and I just feel like that she's just gonna make $1 bazillion here in the state. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But if she moves on, I think that with more reps for Kamilla, like it's just going to be a problem, and the way that how the game just done slowed down for her, and she added into, like you said, to go get it, the will to just go get it off the glass. Like she's just unstoppable. She know how to use her size, her height, and combine it. I just think that like she's just.
And then with Raven at the helms with her.
And that was my next subject too. That was actually the next one. And so we talk about Raven Johnson. Talk about how good she could be. Talk about her future real quick. Go ahead. That was the next one.
She is different.
She is.
I don't even know what else to say but different. Like, I don't even have words to describe her. She's just different. Like, she's going to be the best point guard to come through South Carolina. She's going to be one of the best point guards, I think, in history. I'm stamping it now because that girl good. She's different.
Yeah.
You can see
her skill and her mind, how she the things that she sees, her accuracy. It's just like and then even her on the defensive end, the way that she gets all her players on the same, she's just different. And it's like everything that you could want in a point guard, she does it. And she's only a redshirt freshman. She's not pretty.
And just like how you're stamping how she can be, one of the greatest point guards, like you can see you can literally see the skeletons of Dawn Staley in Raven Johnson. And I mentioned this back in November, when they played earlier in the season. And I was just saying how great she was at just monitoring and like just being on the floor as a floor general. And one thing that sticks out to me about Raven is not only, her IQ, but it's just her attitude towards the players and how she's able to just get them in great position
in the right spot.
It doesn't matter if she's hounding them. It doesn't matter if she's talking nice to them. It's the aura that she brings as soon as she steps on the floor, and it's a little different when she's on the floor compared to Kiara Fletcher, which Kiara Fletcher is a great guard as well. But just looking at the difference in how they run the point guard position, it is just incredible to see. And Raven is an incredible ball player, and I know that she's going to have she's going to have a great college career. Yeah, and very, very young, very young.
Crazy the way oh my god,
she's really good. She's really good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like the way she changes up the speed when she comes into the game, and it allows it allows y'all to play at two different paces. When you got Kiara starting and doing her thing, more methodical, but then when it's just amazing. I'm
gonna tell you something.
It just turns up 1,000.
I'm gonna tell you something about Raven Johnson, right? So the UConn. So let's go to the UConn game right quick. When we talk about Raven getting the players to understand to hit the big when you see the numbers, she would, the way that she was navigating and pointing and making sure, like that same play that we talked about, the chop play, right before the half. It was about a minute 15 seconds left, and when they ran chop, when she was able to point and navigate to where Kamilla Cardoso was able to get the ball on the block, and how she got fouled. She pointed straight to Letitia Mehier and said, listen, no, hit her in the number as soon as I pass it to you in the corner. And it happened exactly in the way like she got fouled. Kamilla Cardoso got fouled. I mean, that was just one of the perfect plays that you would look at. A great example of how like Raven was just able to tell her players, listen, as soon as you see those numbers, hit them. It doesn't matter. Just hit them. And I think that's one of the best qualities that Raven has. Like she, at the peak of the pass, she knows where to get the ball.
It's like a sixth sense. She just knows. Like she has stuff that's just like innate, something that you can't teach people. That's why I feel like she's just gonna be so good, because you're gonna have other point guards. Like you said, Kiera is great, but just the innate capabilities Raven have is just different. Everybody just don't got that. Everybody's so good. And she got it.
I agree. All right, real quick, because it's gonna be a quick segment about the National Player of the Year race. Like who's standing out right now? We know we got Maddie Segrist from Villanova, Aliyah Boston, obviously. I like Maddie. I like Maddie's game. I do. I like her game. That's
Maddie nice.
I like her game. She's a bucket. And obviously others like Angel Reese as well. So like, what's your thoughts on this race? We already know, like, because I agree with you. Whatever you're about to say, I'm about to agree with you on the race, though. But like, just take that part out real quick and just talk about like the other, contenders and stuff. Since I love that you're so non-biased, so put that non-biased hat on.
I think Mackenzie Holmes. I don't know if they're looking at her enough, but I do think she has a case. She's so efficient. She gets it done. She shows up night in, night out. She works. You know what you're gonna get from her. She is, and I mean, Indiana is the number 2 team. Like she's doing great. Caitlin Clark, I think they're gonna give it to Caitlin. And I mean, I get it. I think that 3 that she hit solidified it. They're gonna give her the award. But I think that's all they needed, and they're gonna give it to her off that shot. That's what I think.
Me and Kate was talking yesterday, literally, like not even 24 hours ago, about we want Aliyah to win the award, but if she didn't win the award, we wanted to see Caitlin get it because of her skill set and stuff. And I know, like, I don't know. I love Caitlin's game too as well. You know what I'm saying?
It's not my favorite style of play.
No, my thing
it worked for her.
No, my thing is that because sometimes, like, I get it. Like, she'll have a lot of games where she'll shoot, 11 for 35. But the crazy thing is when you add it all up, she's still shooting like 47%, which is for high volume. That's kind of crazy. And you know what? Her style is definitely not like a fun one because she got to do everything. But then you blame the coach. Hey, coach, recruit better. Like what everybody been saying and stuff. So it's just unfortunate that she has to do a lot of the.
But I think sometimes when she plays more in the system, she ends up doing a lot better. Maybe not point-wise, but like the Indiana game, I think she slowed down and started playing within the system a little bit more, and the team won. So I think sometimes, I don't want to say she take them out of the game, but sometimes her doing all of that, it kind of does. Like, chill, let's hoop, let's play within the system, and I think you'll see that you'll be fine. So I think sometimes she can trust the system a little more, but it's hard to. You Caitlin Clark, you can shoot from the logo, just stand at third. So I get it.
So you really think they're gonna give it to her? You really think so?
I think
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
I mean, I agree. I 100% agree. I think after that game, it's almost solidified, if you will, because if they lose that game, then it's more so, well, you were up as many as 12 points almost the entire game, and you allow the number 2 team in the nation to come back on your home turf. And for that to happen the way that it did, we all know what mainstream looks for. Mainstream looks for the actual they want the Big Bang theory, right? They want the Big Bang moment, and that was truly a Big Bang moment.
It was.
And when you have voters in the same realm as big media styles, the way that you have, like, I mean, it's almost a foregone conclusion that it's almost by default these type of players will win these type of awards.
Yep.
Like last year, you couldn't deny Aliyah Boston that award. She
You
was
couldn't.
just
You're right.
completely dominant.
Right.
She was the best player on the best team, hands down, right?
Yeah.
But like this year, even though she still is the best player on the best team, now they're making the excuse, well, the numbers don't look as dominant as it was last year. Even though last year was more of a, I think she averaged 16 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. This year it's 13 and 9, but it's still the gravity that she pulls and the magnetism, if you will, that she pulls for her team that makes them the best team. And she's the best player on the best team. But again, when you're talking about kind of like the fatigue of what voters look for, they want that big bang theory.
Flashy, yeah.
Caitlin Clark has the big bang because, again, Paige Beckers isn't playing. She didn't play this year. They were really, that's who they were really looking for. Let's keep it a buck. And when you don't have that, you want to have that story where you have those two players where you're kind of like, you want Vibe magazine, you want East Coast versus West Coast, if you will.
Right.
Like, and they unfortunately they didn't have that this year. So now with Caitlin Clark being kind of like the from a guard standpoint, the lone wolf, like you're not going to give it to Maddie, right? Because she's at Villanova, right? You can't give it to anybody in UConn because they were injured so much, right? And again, South Carolina is so dominant, they really don't want to give it to anybody at South Carolina. So who's the next best thing from a default standpoint? It's Caitlin Clark.
I think that when a team is devising a plan to put 4 people down there, when you get a rebound, come on, every single game.
I think so too.
Come on, man. That's crazy.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Everybody don't,
they don't think that, but yeah,
everybody
crazy.
don't look at it like that.
The ultimate respect.
Literally the only person that get 4 people on.
Listen, we never seen that in anywhere in college basketball before. And
gravity and magnetism. Gravity and magnetism.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think if they do the votes or whatever, however it goes, it should not. If whoever is in second, if Aliyah wins, good. If Caitlin wins or whatever, that it should be a close vote. It shouldn't be a landslide. It
shouldn't be unanimous.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It better not be.
It better not be unanimous. No.
Yeah, can't be.
I mean, but and I think that Angel Reese doesn't have a chance to win.
I think so
because it's just inflated. If Coach Mulkey would have just gave up, because they had 12, we looked it up. They had 12 non-conference games. Just have 7 of them. Go on that road. Go play against those teams from the ACC, Big 10, Big 12.
Even if it wasn't at the top of the conference,
just go there.
Play Power 5.
FYI,
Power 5s.
Those 12 non-conference games, they're ranked 315th.
Yeah, it's
the
crazy.
schedule. Yeah, you see that face. You see the face, Lo. You see it. That's meme worthy.
And I just she keeps saying, "Well, I didn't know what I would have." Kim, it does not matter. You are a Hall of Fame coach with 3 national titles. And it please just be for real.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who you got coming. You should have not scheduled a schedule like that.
Yeah.
Just please be for real.
Yeah. If you want to have half of the schedule, that's cool. You should have won. Come on, 6. It should have been lit, man. It's supposed to be a LSU UConn game or whatever, at least. So
and if you got to get curbs out, that's fine to build character. But you're too good for that, Kim.
Yeah,
you're good for that. Because I mean, as much. Maybe I don't like her as a person. She's a good coach, and I can't take that away from her. You're too good of a coach I feel like she played in her own face, to be honest. But whatever. But
it's gonna hurt her players though. In the long run,
I feel like it's her Angel this year.
Yeah, it's definitely her Angel this year.
For sure.
Yeah, and it might hurt somebody else their draft stock. I don't know what. I think what class is Alexis Morris in?
I think she's coming out. Yeah, she's out.
Yeah,
she's going to be out after this year.
See, stuff like that. I think that competition does hurt. Because
we don't know. I don't want to know if I want to take a chance on you. Right.
Exactly. And the W is a cutthroat right now, where there's only 144 spots. Technically, we say 133. We say 133 spots because they don't have no soft cap in the league. That's another subject right there. When me and K-Dot talk about the cap stuff, WNBA said we just get so mad on the show, man, because because
yeah.
like
And y'all start doing all that math. I can't do no math.
Yeah, sometimes
I can do a little bit of math.
Sometimes he's on his engineer thing. See, like, and you talking about a little bit of math. You
Oh,
talking
you
about a
good
little
like
bit of
that?
math. Yeah,
Oh, no.
man. Listen, I'm gonna give him his flowers right quick. When he did the per 36 and per 40 PERs on Aliyah Boston and Angel Reese the other day, I mean, literally, I don't know if he had a calculator or what, but I was hearing something clicking over the phone. I was like, Dad, like, for real? But like, he was like, yeah, 1.4, 1.08. Yeah, so you carry the one.
Yeah.
That'll give you 28.4 points per game. 11.5 rebound. Yeah, man. Angel Reese, man. Like, you gotta get better level competition, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love you as a player, but you got to get better competition.
Yeah.
Leah Boston, 17.8 points per game, 13.6.
No. Let me stop you right there. She was 18 and a half.
18. Okay, 18.5. I apologize.
And 15 boards per 36 and per 40. She was at like 21 and 17 with almost 3.5 blocks per 40 and stuff like that.
Like what?
Yeah, the analytics
it actually matters, because think about this real quick before we move on. Think about it. When she do play big minutes and when she decides to impose her will, the numbers is there.
The numbers are there.
The numbers is right there. Is there.
Yeah.
So I think that with Aliyah, don't look at the 13 and 9. Don't look at that. You got to look at, when you got to look at the whole game. And that's why I think that, okay, cool. Like, you want to give it to Caitlin, cool. But I think that Aliyah still shows. Listen, you got 4 people. It's 10 players on the team, and it's 5 on 5, and you got 4. You leaving
4 on 1 person.
Stop. Come on, just do it. I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased.
It's the eye test at the end of the day.
I'm an eye test girl. Don't give me no math. I'm an eye test girl.
I'm an eye test. I mean, I just know a little bit of math. I got GED, man. Stop. Can't help me for transparency.
I gotta show you some love. Like, come on, man.
I hate analytics. Listen, K-Dot knows I hate analytics.
Of course. Yeah.
I hate it, but sometimes,
and that's how we balance ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an eye test person too, but like, if I look at if I dig a little bit deeper and try to incorporate analytics, then I want to make the full spectrum of it.
Yeah, because with Aliyah, you have to.
But I feel like when you start watching enough, if you know the game enough, your eyes will tell you all that.
Yeah.
Once you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk about the committee real quick. What you're doing with the committee? I want to know, like, what's your thoughts? Like, like we said, you're the rising star with the committee. Like, let's talk about how that came about, man, and why. I mean, we know why it happened, but just give a little bit more background on why it happened. And just let us know, because y'all run the gauntlet right now.
Yeah, y'all nice, like super nice.
So it's like this Michael's like brainchild. He came up with all of it. So his biggest thing was he was tired of all of these women's basketball outlets only showing certain people, having these racist and just weird undertones and weird vibes. He was sick of it. So he just kind of decided, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna have this thing. We're gonna put our heads together, do rankings, do this, do that, give a more of a well-rounded approach to the women's game, more of a Black voice to the women's game. And that's what he did. And that's what came out of it. So it just really what came from just a need for something different in the women's basketball space as a whole. That was what it came from.
And that's really interesting, because like we see, like, I'm new to the whole women's game. I'm new. When I first started podcasting about it, that was like my first time, like, really, getting to know these players and everything. Even though, like, I do have a women's basketball background, just by, with the Indiana Fever and stuff, but like, just podcasting, and it's just so much. Like, you hear a lot of people talk about it, but y'all actually do it, and it is really kind of dope. Like, how it's taken off. Now y'all doing your thing on the playback. Y'all doing your thing on the YouTube at the same time, so like, just really, I just admire y'all from afar, and I just be listening. I don't go on the stage because it's just such high level conversation, man, that like, I know my limits because I don't know that many players. I feel like with me being new, I think that like with this generation of players that's going to go to the league and stuff, like, and then, with the other ones coming up, like Olivia Miles coming up, Tanaya Latson coming up, who I like as well, I kind of feel like, like then it's just going to be so lit for me because now I can, you know, like you got to understand the sacrifice that I made. I actually don't cover like, you know, NBA no more. Like I literally completely just let it go and pass it on to like the people that's on the network, my network and stuff. So like I really like immerse myself in it because you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
And then when you go into it, you see like, oh wow, it's really crazy in here. You know what I'm saying? And it could be better to the point. You know what I'm saying? Because also, and I'll be talking to Kate a lot about it, and I'm just like, man, there's a lot of great players in women's basketball and stuff. And
it really is.
Yeah, when they play on national TV, like on ABC and you know ESPN, the numbers is there.
Yeah, they be there.
Yeah,
they be there.
And you know what it is though? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's the TV deal that the W has, that women's basketball has as a whole. If let's just say if they play on ESPN, not the app, just ESPN and ABC, you know, it's shown in over 250 million American homes. As the WNBA's current TV package, I looked it up already. I did 85 million American homes. That's the issue right there.
That's a huge difference. Yes,
that's a huge difference because it's being in. Then you get the comments from people, especially the dudes, which is just annoying. Like come on, stop, dudes. Listen, if you don't know what a rim feel like, shut up, please.
Right? Because if you can't dunk, then don't talk about nobody else.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, dude, like get out of here, man. Like, you don't even know what that is. I know you, and you know, and that's the crazy part about it. And I'm just like, y'all complain on the men's side about, oh, they soft, oh, they do low management, oh, this, that, other, they complain too much. And I'm like, hold on, all right, cool. Now, if you want the physical play, it's in women's side of basketball. If you want no low management, women play year round. There's no time off, probably like 6 days off.
No, dead ass.
All right. Seriously, dead ass, no 6 days off, for real. Yes. So only time they get the rest is in college. That's it. Once they're out of college, it's over.
It's
over.
Yes.
Yeah, because of lack of money, and that's the W's fault. I don't like the W's marketing deal, like what Asia's doing right now. You see her at the NBA games. I don't like that because they take that money away from her. If they just give it to the players, because it's like a 50-50 deal, but it's really not a 50-50 deal. It's like 50 goes to the owners, 50 goes to the players, but they take that other player's cut and it goes to the marketing thing, which they think that it's cool for them to stay home. But
that's damn near a 360 deal. What the fuck?
I was about to say
it is. I looked it up. And like Asia's max deal would be, well, does Asia have a supermax?
I don't know if she took the supermax.
I don't think because they're trying to make something shape.
Yeah.
All right. So the supermax basically would be right now the supermax. If they had 50% of it, if they shared that pool and everybody get that money, that supermax would be damn near like $900,000. You know what I'm saying? And like right there alone, nobody has to go across the water. You know what I'm saying? To supplement. And I don't understand how they don't get that much injury. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Kawhi Leonard he breathes. Oh my, I'm out for you.
They workouts probably.
Yeah, there you go. But that's what me and Kate, we get so upset about it and stuff. But all right, cool. Let's but yeah, shout outs to y'all at the committee, what y'all doing, man. I really love it. I be tapping in all the time on the YouTube and stuff. So first I was tapping in because I was like, let me see what that audio sounded like. Because the first one I was like, okay,
we had to figure it out.
Yeah. So like I'm doing it right now. How I'm doing it with my audio setup and stuff. And I was just like, because I reached out to Tyler. Shout outs to him. Like, yo, if you need any help, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So
I let them do it because once again, that's not my lane. I just show up and talk.
Yeah,
go up and do your thing.
It's really dope with what you're doing and stuff. All right, but yeah, let's just move on to another one. Let's talk about these WNBA moves real quick. Get your opinion, your thoughts on the
Vegas and 4.
Okay, never mind then.
Hey,
shoot.
All right, listen, but.
Let's talk about it because I've deemed it right. I've literally deemed it Death Row versus Bad Boy.
Oh, here we go.
I'm like when we have some fun with this, right? Like I want to see. I kind of want to see exactly what you're talking about, right? Like Vegas and 4 can be easily documented, right? And I truly like what Vegas did. in the moves that they made. I also like what the Liberty did in the moves they made. And, you know, by nature, I mean, we're going back to 97. I mean, I've been a Liberty fan since then. So for just to have you right on the show, and we can really talk about it. Like, what are your thoughts truly on how well, and let's just talk about the basketball part, how well the Aces did in manufacturing, you know, this roster after we continued to talk about it last year. The lack of depth would have gotten them in trouble, but they actually struck lightning pretty fast, especially in the playoffs, and for them to win the championship. You know, how is it now for you, knowing that they have the right pieces, first off, to actually continue this reign of success?
I like it. I don't think Candace Parker signs with Vegas though if we don't hear the rumblings about the Liberty building the team that they're building. I don't know if Vegas if Candace would have made the move. And I know Candace is aging, but I know people are like, oh, well, that's not that great because Candace is aging, da da da. But regardless, Candace Candace can, like, let's be real. Candace is Candace. And even if she having an off day that she's not scoring necessarily well, she's so good at passing. She's so good at just even making her presence known. Even her just being on the team with her knowledge, with her this and that is like, duh, like it's Candace Parker.
Yeah.
So I really like I like the moves. The situation with De'Erica is, you know, unfortunate, but her leaving the team, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, situation terrible, but they're moving on from her. I get that. I understand it. I don't you know, like, makes sense. Cool, especially if you're bringing in somebody like Candace Parker. I also think they have the Australian girl, George. I think her name was Kayla George. I think that's
Kayla George. Yeah,
that's a great piece.
Yeah. One of the most underrated pieces. Yeah.
She like that. And she's big and she's vocal. She's tough. She'll come in, get you a rebound, come in, knock somebody out if you need her to. That's a good piece off the bench. That's perfect. Like, I really, that's my sleeper, her, Taylor George.
And to be honest with you, for them not to move forward with Ileana Rupert, like, I felt like Ileana Rupert would have been a solid piece for them off the bench, but for them not to move on, but then end up getting Kayla George.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, that kind of solidifies like your substitution, right?
And you see, like, they try again now.
Right. And I'm talking about Kayla George is like a veteran in this game. Like, her international play for the NBL was like incredible.
Yeah.
All of those years that she played in the NBL, like, it's like dope. And
yeah, she's really, really good. And I like Ileana is now in Atlanta. And that's my second. I'll take it.
Shout out to the Dream, by the way. I just love. Man. Shout out to Larry. Larry followed me. So
Larry be letting it go.
Hey, I rocks with Larry.
His tweets is crazy. He be letting the chopper spray with his tweets.
I mean, load it and spray for real.
Oh my God.
For real.
Man. Yeah, he's a refreshing owner, man. You know, he really is. He really is and stuff. And go ahead.
My only concern with these two super teams has nothing to do with basketball. Y'all know I'm big on, like, just, of course, Black women in basketball. And I just don't know if I trust the media with a very white super team on this side and a very Black one on this side. We know how they get, and we know how Twitter gets, and that's just, I need them to be proactive about it and acknowledge, because, you know, a lot of times the problem is they don't like to acknowledge that this could be an issue. So they need to acknowledge it and be proactive about it, because if not, I feel like it's going to get really nasty. And I don't, that's my only, like, the hoops would be great, but that's my only thing that I'm just like, I don't know.
And to add on to that, one thing that's going to concern me is the erasure of Jonquel Jones, Kayla Thornton, and Benai Jelani, because Benai Jelani is, like, right now one of my favorite. I have a whole bunch of favorite basketball players, and but I talk about Bernard Delaney. Da knows.
Yeah,
I've written pieces about Bernard Delaney, and it had already started when you saw it in the whole free agency period, and the whole rumors of they're gonna have to trade her, and I'm telling everybody, yo, shut up.
yeah.
The Liberty bet, not trade her. They need
at this point. You got Marine and never mind, gonna say that. You might as well trade.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with it.
Oh, okay.
And I think that part that you're talking about from a big media standpoint, like we have to be mindful of how you're going to market it. And unfortunately, like they can hear this and they will hear this, but they're going to ignore us. And it's going to be unfortunate.
Get nasty.
Right. It will get nasty. And we're going to be right here on Twitter saying, listen, we told y'all on the podcast. We told y'all before this podcast. We told y'all before the Liberty even started thinking about doing some super team stuff. Like we've been telling you guys this, and it's going to happen. So one thing that I hope it doesn't, and I hope they do right by, first off, both teams. I hope both teams do right from a marketing standpoint. And then I also hope that the league does right, and then everybody covering the league does right. In this whole super team thing. And I don't call this a super team era, because me personally, the Minnesota Lynx, we talking about super teams. Minnesota, we've seen it. We've seen it before. And I just think
we've seen it with the Comets.
Like we've seen it with the Comets. We've seen it with Minnesota. We've seen it with Phoenix in 2014. Like that was one of the most underrated super teams, in my opinion.
Detroit Shock.
Detroit Shock. We seen it in Seattle one time. A couple times. With Swin, when Swin was there, Yolanda Griffith, Lauren Jackson, Sue Bird. Like, come on.
The super team.
Those are super teams. But I truly agree with you, Lo, in regards to how they're going to market this. And we're going to see a bloodbath. And it's going to be unfortunate. But
I just hope, I'm gonna just pray that they decide to just not go there and just decide to do better and just be proactive about it. But I just
absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know if you ever been to Brooklyn. Now, New Brooklyn.
New Brooklyn. Yeah, New Brooklyn is.
It's gonna be different. It is not what I mean, when they named Bed-Stuy Stuyvesant Heights, it's over.
Oh no, ew.
It's Stuyvesant Heights. You know what I'm saying? So it's over. It's over.
Brooklyn is
they gentrified the whole. It's over for Brooklyn. It's not what you think it is anymore. We go there, it's gentrified. So
probably got Trader Joe's and oat milk and almond milk and coffee shop.
Hey, don't wait a second, yo. Don't be slandering almond milk now.
I drink oat milk. I
like oat milk. Hey, Lo, did you sweat today?
I did not. Let me tell you what happened. I hurt my wrist in the gym, y'all, and I got to be out for the next 3 weeks.
Oh no!
Come on. All right. Well,
I did a snatch and.
Oh yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. That ain't
you see how DA grabbed his wrist. Yeah, man. That's
the snatch. Man. The snatch is different. If you got to always be on point with that.
Yeah,
that's pretty much like the only one because.
Yep, and I was not that one time, and it.
Yeah, well, I hope you get well though and stuff.
Yeah, it's doing better. I'm just trying to wait it a little bit. I don't want to, rush it.
Yeah, I was gonna move on and talk about some AU with you, but I don't know. AU season 2 is pretty cool and stuff, I guess.
He's growing slow on it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going slow on it. I'm not. It's not the energy is not like how it was last year for me.
It's first of all, I get a little confused because they say it's not a WNBA G League. They say it's not a partner of the WNBA, but everything they do shows that it is.
Yeah.
So we don't get to see the other girls. We see girls perform really, really well, but then the girls still go pick their friends and not.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of like, and then it's on League Pass, and now more WNBA girls are joining. Once again, we don't see the other girls, so I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't like when stuff get a little bit too corporate, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I still like my Waffle House. Just still throw my chicken on the floor and stomping it then before you serve me my meal. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me a clean Waffle House. I don't want to go in there.
So yeah, I still like the idea. I like the content that comes out of it. I like it because the women seem to like it, but on the outside looking in, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's respectable. I think for me, of course, because I'm so basketball ingrained, right? I ignore and sometimes it's a bad trait that I have, right? It's one of the most toxic traits that I have is I ignore a lot of like the outside stuff and I just focus on the hoops. You know what I'm saying? Like I just completely focus on the hoops. And one thing that you are correct about is I do want to see more of the women that don't necessarily play in the WNBA actually play, because I come from a skill set where I like to see that.
Right.
Like,
and I thought that's what it was for. That's what they presented it to us as.
Yeah, like when you have the majority of the W women like playing the majority of the minutes, like sometimes that kind of gets like overlooked from the ones that are actually hooping and actually could get the potential of getting a training camp deal. Like we seen Taj Cole last year. She came out of the woodworks and I'm like, oh, yo, she mad nice.
Yeah.
And as a result, she got a training camp deal with the Connecticut Sun. Like we're not seeing that too much this year. And I just want to see a little bit more of that. Now, I do want to give credit to some of the newer ones that came in, maybe like the second year players that has come in, like Lexi Hall, Naz Hillman. I talked about her a lot in that game last night, even though they took a L. I just like how you already seen that she was evolving in the second part of the year when she was actually getting playing time. And shout out to Coach Tanisha Wright for that. I just like how she moves as a smaller big at 6'2", just being able to navigate in her screens and her movement after setting the screens. That's just incredible to me, and she's improved that a lot. She's always had great footwork, but to see it improve and look at it from a pro standpoint and not from a Michigan standpoint, like that's increased for me. But yeah, I do want to see I want to see CC on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see some of the newer ones that didn't play in the W. I want to see them on the floor as well. And play meaningful minutes.
Yeah. That's why I just get just a little confused about, well, it's not this, it's not that. And it's just like, okay, but that's just what it looks like. So if it's not, we got to do something different so that the message is being conveyed to the viewers, because the viewers are seeing something different than what y'all telling us. So
yeah, just keep it 100. Keep it 100.
Like,
that's all.
Well, yeah, somewhere's a disconnect somewhere. So
yeah. Definitely. Before we move on to our to K-Dot's segment of being top 5, whatever, I got a question to ask you about Chloe Kitts, man. I don't really know too much about her. I know she's new. She came in and late. She's supposed to be still in high school pretty much, but now she's there and stuff. But I hear people rave about her a lot. So like, can you help me out and describe her, like, her game to me and what you expect from her?
She is, so when Dawn does get white girls, you got to be a dog. She a dog. She will roar at you and let you know, like, you got the wrong one. Her and Janiyah Barker battled a lot in high school. So think about it, Janiyah Barker, and think about that, just going back and forth.
Yeah.
She's very long. She can shoot, but she's also like I wouldn't call her a tweener because she does do some good work down low. She's really good.
Yeah. Very rangy.
Yeah. But she can go get a bucket underneath too. She don't mind contact. So yeah, she can go.
Yeah, I seen her first game. She looked really good her first game. But I didn't. I obviously, we didn't really see much of her and stuff. So I was just like, you think that like with obviously off-season college training regimen, as far as like the strength and conditioning, then she'll come back next season, like ready to go. Like she very much a part of that future, right? You think so?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, cool. And before I pass it on GK, man, shout out to Olivia Miles, man. Get well. Cause like, you know, like did they come up with any like diagnosis?
They haven't said anything yet, but this lady, I think she's like a broadcaster on ACC Network. She posted a video of her walking in the tunnel, and it didn't look good.
Damn.
Oh man.
I'm gonna see if I can find it for y'all. It did not look good. It did not look good. It's gonna take me a while, but when I find it, I'll definitely send it to y'all.
Yeah. All right, K-Dot, you know, you got your segment, K-Dot, you know what I'm saying? Top 5, you know, so talk, hey, Lo, we need your input on your faves. Go ahead, K-Dot.
All right, so
not the shades.
Here we go, because I got to get gully with this. I got to get nice and fresh when it comes to this segment. I'm a big top 5 person, and I definitely like, I rock with you. And obviously you got the Nike windbreaker joint. I'm a retro guy, and I'm so New York, and DA knows this. So I respect it.
You from the Bronx, so we know that you're dirty.
Chill, chill. From the South Bronx. Chill. Shout out to KRS-One. But I just need two top 5s. So we're gonna kick things off. Kick things off. Let me get your top 5 all-time WNBA players.
Ooh, top 5 all time. That's hard. That's so hard. All time.
And mind you, and I'm gonna tell DA this. Listen, like we've been cooking something up in the DMs.
So hard.
We've been cooking something up in the DMs. I don't know if I want to say something right now, but just know that we got some top 5 related that we might be throwing in the bucket before WNBA season starts.
Yeah,
like we got like a 2-week window between like the way college ends and like training camp and everything. I just need this. If you can't give me 5,
no, she gotta give 5, man. Nah,
no,
come on, man.
That's a lot.
5. You gotta give me 5. I want 5.
5?
Like,
I got
5.
Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa.
Okay.
Tina.
Okay.
It's just I don't. Let me tell you why I don't like top 5 lists. Hear me out. It's just so many. It's so
many factors.
Yes.
Yeah, so many. I get it.
You just got to give me 3 more.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're not gonna let you off the hook
now. Yeah, like, you know.
Let you off the
hook.
hook.
No, don't do me like this.
Yeah.
So we got Lisa, we got Tina, and I respect those, because those are legends, Hall of Famers.
She's talking about Tina Thompson, y'all.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah, by the way.
Oh my God, this is so hard. I gotta get me a big, like another big in there.
And there are a number of them I can think of.
Yeah.
Can I go with somebody that's kind of current, because I just
whoever.
I'm gonna throw Sylvia Fowles in there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's my dog. Like, Syl is that girl.
Yep.
She's the best. She's the best post player in WNBA history. Sorry.
Yeah, period.
Hey.
So I agree.
I'm with you.
Do I want to throw this lady in there? I can't do it.
Give me 2 more.
This is so hard. I'm trying to like think of different layers and think who I would shift and who I would do this with. This is hard, y'all. Why y'all do me like this?
Hey, because we love you. That's why. We gotta, you know, we gotta show respect to the star.
Yeah.
Cause I see stuff so post-minded.
I get it.
I see stuff through the paint. Cause I'm finna give you another big, and I don't know if y'all agree, but I'm gonna have to shout out LJ too.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to shout out Lauren Jackson.
You already know.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
Certified bucket
MVP.
Lisa.
You see all
Tina,
my bigs,
Sylvia,
right? I know I'm a big
LJ.
I like
Lauren.
bigs.
One more big, then go ahead.
Just give me, you might as well give me one more big.
One more big.
I like bigs. Let me see who I got last. Oh, this is hard.
I like it.
I would have thought you would have mentioned someone, you know, that was that was kind of patented to your game. I thought you would have mentioned Rebecca Brunson.
That's what I'm thinking about, but I didn't want to think. That's what on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't want to do it.
I mean, certified rebounder, dog on the defensive end.
Because if I had to pick somebody who is my favorite, I'm picking her every time.
All right, so that's it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I see the game through bigs.
That's it.
Then. I see the game through bigs, and then I was an undersized big too, so that's how I see it.
Hey, we respect it. Air high five. We respect it.
Look, I'm an undersized big myself.
Period.
I did it all I never played guard. I'm only 6'3.5". I played power forward and center all the way through 13 years pro. Did it. Let's go. Come on. Undersized bigs is the best. It's the best bigs ever. It's the best bigs. Because the young, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", they're not that good. They can't move. They can't move. They can't move every time. They want to step outside. Like, come on, you fool. That's what I be saying. You fool.
The only person I think I probably fangirl when I saw was Rebecca Brunson. Because I really like her.
In Rebecca Brunson. Shout out to Rebecca Brunson.
I got Rebecca Brunson stories.
Oh God.
Rebecca Brunson is family. Like, that's family.
Really?
She calls me fool, like, because I be wilding and stuff. Now, when my brother was on the King, she was on the Monarch. So, like, I was there, like, like with whether she was come to the crib and hang out with us and go to the club with us and everything. Like, she is dope. If I could give you my top 5 bigs, I won't even give you top 5, but my toughest WNBA big when I was doing the practice player stuff with Indiana was Lynetta Kaiser. Toughest. She's the toughest I went up against.
I can see that. I can see that. I can actually see that.
Yo,
that don't surprise me. That don't surprise me at all.
As much of a dog she was in that 2015 WNBA Finals, I know they didn't win it, but man,
her and Elena Larkins too. Oh my God!
Like, shout out to Elena Larkins.
Elena Larkins used to be hooping.
Like
and that's why I feel like it's so layered. I just feel like that's why I just be depending on what lens you're looking through. Like,
no, I like that you like the bigs. I like that.
Nah, that's much respect for sure.
I do.
I appreciate you because you're a big. I didn't know. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. So, all right, go, KK. Let's do this one. This should be easier for her.
Last one. So, from a lifestyle and a hooper standpoint, I love the sneakers. I love them. So, we can combine them. So, from a lifestyle and a hoops standpoint, give me your top 5 sneakers.
No, because low sweats. I want the top 5 hoop and workout shoes, man. That's
all right. Instead of lifestyle, top 5 hoop and workout sneakers.
Yeah, my workout sneakers, I'm gonna have on Brooks every time. Brooks are Asics because they're really comfy for running, working out. But if I'm lifting, barefoot. Leg day, barefoot on leg days.
We should have like a fitness podcast now because I be telling people all the time, barefoot always on leg day. In there, put your shoes to the side. And then just leg day always got to be barefoot all the way. It's the only way you get the motion in your ankle,
right?
And stuff like that. That's the only way it works.
So and then I'm gonna put my hoop shoes in that category too. I like Kobe's.
Okay.
Kobe's. I used to hoop in some cheat. You remember the cheetah Kobe's that was out on my home? I used to hoop in those.
The 7s.
Yes, Kobe 7s were probably my favorite hoop shoes. I had some the black snakeskin ones. Those were my favorite, like period. So favorite. Lifestyle shoes.
All right, give your lifestyle. All right, go ahead.
I'm a New Balance 990s, period. That's very classic, very like I can wear them with anything. I like 990s, don't care.
One of the most underrated lifestyle sneakers out there.
990s, I'm going for every time.
990s.
Yeah.
I'm going 990s up.
I had a gray pair in high school. I think I had a gray pair. And I had a gray pair and I had a navy blue with the gray accent pair in high school.
990s, I'm gonna pick them up every time.
We used to make fun of people wearing the 990s back in the day.
Really?
Until you try them things on and it hit different.
Yeah.
I'm a Skechers guy now.
They come and people sleep. So I had some Air Bacons. That was probably one of my favorite shoes. We'll show you one. What I really like, I like Forces, not just the white ones. I like buying the ones like the different colorways. Yeah. Forces cold. Like you get you some. I love a good. What else? Jordans be so black. They make my feet hurt.
Yeah.
So
I'm flat footed. So
you can do leg day. You can do leg day in Jordans.
Yes, like I'm flat footed too. So I'd be like, oh my goodness. So my 990s, my Air Bacons was like one of my favorite shoes ever. Whoa, Jay. So I used to collect J's. What was my favorite? My Olympic sixes were my favorite though. When I was wearing J's, my Olympic sixes was like my favorite. And of course, I used to love my Bordeaux sevens a lot. Then other than that, my phones, I had some pewter phones that I really liked a lot. So that would be my top three, from back then: Olympic sixes, Bordeaux sevens, and my pewter phones. That would be
I'm rocking with this entire list. Yes. Now I can go back to my regular scheduled programming. So like listen, like we truly appreciate the vibes. It's always a vibe when we're chopping it up. And I want to say thank you for everything that you're doing, because again, you are the star that you are. You're going to continue to be the star that you are. I'm manifesting it for you. Please. I know you are, the most you're the most humble and nice and like just amazing person. So like we know that you're already taking the game by storm, but like you're getting ready to catapult into another atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate you, coming through. And DA, I'm gonna toss it back over to you, look past.
Yeah, definitely. This is the type of person where, like, no, not the type of person, but 6 months from now we probably couldn't get this interview.
No, do not say that.
Flo, you're about to be too busy. That's why. That's it. I'm telling you, about to be too busy. Like what we see, and like, we talk about you a lot. That's why we wanted you on the show, man. Like we really do. Like your mind is just like so dope, and the way that you just like, and especially like, you're just a caring person. I mean, what you do for for living and stuff right now, which you're about to bounce. I keep telling you all the time. Remember, I text you out the blue. I'll be out the blue like, yo, you about to quit soon. It's over.
You really do.
It's over. You quitting, so you might as well just
get ready. You finna
get ready. Get ready and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like what you do is just really dope, and the opportunities that you're taking advantage of and stuff. Just wish you a lot of success, man, going forward and stuff. And one day I'll probably DM you. You probably won't respond back for like 4 weeks. I'm cool with that. That means you on. That means you on.
Because even if I do make it, I would never. And even if I do make it,
I'm just messing with you.
I will come back. But thank y'all, and thank y'all for the support, because y'all have seen like the beginning to now. Because sometimes I'd be like, when did this happen?
I can tell you exactly when it happened. When we start seeing that background right there, so we started seeing that background. I was like, yo, it's on. And
I started like
you went from pimps to Big Low. I was like, yeah, she's on. It's over. She's on.
I would like Christmas time. We had our Christmas break. Yeah. I would post stuff and do stuff, but something over Christmas break, I was like, well, if I don't take this really seriously for real, and I do great. So imagine if I could just be intentional about it. And that Christmas break, like January, I was like, well, let me just be intentional about it. And
just do it, man. Just keep going. We here to, push you along the way to greatness, man. That's what we want to do and stuff. So yeah, definitely. It's all love. It's all love. So that being said, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for tapping in with Keeping It 9450.
No problem. Thank y'all so much.
Tell them where we can find you everywhere. Tell them where we can find you.
Well,
we already know where you are, but
tell them where you are. Tell them whatever.
As he mentioned, I changed everything to Big Low. So if you go to Big with 4 G's, so BIGGGGLO_, that's me. Every platform, I'm there. Big Low.
But now when we say Big Low, I gotta throw them up.
Big
That's
low.
it. It's the vibes, man, right there.
Thank y'all so much.
No, definitely. Yeah. All right. I'm about to sign off now. All right. Thank you for listening to Keep It in 9450, codename WBB. Don't forget to follow us at the 9450 on Instagram. And we're on TikTok too now. So you can follow us there too as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing no TikTok dancing.
I was just about to ask you that. You're going to be shaking your hips on TikTok?
Do the TikTok hip dance? I'm 40. What are you doing?
Your eyes got so big.
Yo, if you see me, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you see me doing a TikTok hip dance, I will give you my five. I will give you my 5 favorite players with lashes.
I'm gonna save it if I ever see you do it. And I'm posting it.
It ain't ever happening.
Oh, okay. I guess.
I don't have the hip. I don't have the. I be trying. I tried it. I
I
admit, I tried it. Like, you know, but I can't.
Practice makes perfect.
Yo, Lo, what's wrong with you right now? Come on.
You started. You started talking about TikTok.
Well, this is the sign off. That love is love. Peace.